The story begins in Los Angeles, where a security guard named H along with his partner Bullet was going to deliver a lot of cash in a truck to the bank. Then suddenly some goons surrounded his truck and released tear gas inside. But as soon as H got out of the truck, the color of the faces of those goons changed. As soon as they saw H, they left the truck in fear and ran away from there. After returning to the company, Bullet told his other colleagues that this man did not seem to be an ordinary man because the goons ran away after seeing him as if they had seen a ghost. Just a few weeks ago, this man named Patrick Hill had come to this company for an interview. This company provides security to those who make large cash transactions and takes the responsibility of safely transporting the money from one place to another. Terry, who holds a high position in the company, was very impressed by Patrick's resume because he had done many big things before. Terry explains to Patrick that the job is more dangerous than it looks. He told that 5 months ago one of his cash vans was going for delivery. Then the robbers stopped him midway. The robbers cleverly pretended to be carrying out road repairs and, disguised as construction workers, parked the truck in front of the van. In this way those robbers surrounded the van from all sides. The robbers cut the door of the van and threw a grenade inside, due to which both the driver and the security guard were seriously injured and died on the spot. After loading all the money in their car, the thieves disappeared from there. After telling all this, Terry asked Patrick if he still wanted to do this job. Patrick said yes without hesitation. Then Bullet came there and told Patrick that here your name will be just H and there is no need to tell your real name to anyone. After this, H's 60 hours of rigorous training started. The rule was that it was necessary to score at least 70% to join the job. H performed all tests. But he deliberately scored only as much as was required to pass each test. During the shooting test, his bullets hit exactly the outer ring. As if he was deliberately spoiling his aim so that he could only get passing marks. Even in the driving test, he deliberately hit it into some boxes while reversing at the end. Eventually he scored 17% and got the job. After that Bullet introduced H to his team named Formula 1. These people use strange code names so that no one could know each other's real identity and no enemy could catch their weakness. Edge was then handed his weapons and his work began. One day Dave and his partner John were preparing to transport a very large cash package. Bullet was also supposed to go with them, but at the last moment he took H with him instead of John. Dave tried to scare H that the job was too dangerous. To which H calmly replied that he would see to it, however dangerous it was. Now all three of them sat in the truck and set out to deliver the money. While talking on the way, Dave told that he was on duty on the day the truck was robbed 5 months ago. But luckily he had taken leave. Due to which his life was saved, otherwise he would not have been sitting there alive today. Hearing this, H immediately asked, "Why did you take leave?" In fact, H had a strong suspicion that someone from within the company was definitely involved in that robbery. Dev replied irritably that the police had also asked him the same question. "Actually, I drank a little too much that night. Due to which I could not come to the office." While talking, they reached a building from where they had to pick up cash worth $1 million. I took H along to test the Bullet to see if this new guy was just talk or could also deliver. They collected the money and returned safely to their depot, where the security was so tight that every employee had to undergo strict checking. After coming inside the depot, everyone went to a room to rest. Before going there, H carefully looked at the ID cards of all the employees, as if he was looking for a particular face. Inside the room, everyone was discussing that H speaks very little and is quite mysterious. Then a member of the company came to H and started asking about his past life. He asked, "Where did you work before?" So H told that he was in a big company in Europe. He ended the conversation there and asked the man to leave. The man was very upset by H's behavior, and after this incident the entire team's suspicion on H deepened even more. The next day H, Dave and Bullet set out to deliver a small sum of money. But as soon as they reached their destination, the robbers suddenly attacked and took Bullet hostage. They demanded the millions of dollars that were in the truck. Hearing this, Dave started trembling badly. Dave, in a panic, advised that they should leave immediately as per company rules and Bullet would save himself. But the kidnappers clearly warned that if anyone tried to move from there, they would kill Bullet immediately. H encouraged Dave and told him that now there was no way to retreat and they would have to fight these enemies bravely because Bullet's life was more valuable than this money. The kidnappers forced Dave to come out with all the money and ordered him to reach a designated place. A car of the robbers was already parked there and a big truck of theirs had also arrived from behind. He took out the bullet and told him in clear words to put all the cash in his truck and not to make the mistake of trying any tricks. H remained calm and took it upon himself to put all the money in the truck and asked Dave to stay in his place. Bullet was kept standing in front so that if anything went wrong they could kill him immediately. H was very smart and deliberately dropped a bag on the ground outside the truck instead of throwing it inside. As one of the kidnappers bent down to pick up the bag, H immediately pulled out a gun and shot. After which, like a professional killer, he killed all the kidnappers one by one. Looking at him it seemed as if he had years of experience. During training, H's bullets hit the outermost circle of the target. But here he had shot each robber right in the middle of the forehead. Chasing the leader of the kidnappers, H reached a deserted warehouse and there he looked into the eyes of the injured robber and asked, "Who do you work for?" When the man didn't give a straight answer, H wasted no time and shot him. Bullet and Dave, watching from behind, were stunned to see that H alone had wiped out the entire gang. After this incident, the police and intelligence agencies started interrogating H strictly. They suspected that H was not an ordinary guard but a secret agent of some country, who so easily destroyed the entire gang. But H cleverly replied that no sir, there is nothing like that. It was just my chance and out of fear all the bullets hit the target. When the police showed him footage of the first robbery that took place 5 months earlier, H said he knew nothing about it because he didn't even work at the company then. After questioning, H's senior told him that as per the company policy, he would now have to do a desk job for 1 month so that he could recover from this shock. H said that I am not afraid of such minor attacks. Forget about the shock. Just then the real owner of the company arrived there. He was so impressed by Edge's bravery that he immediately interrupted his senior, saying that the company needed people with steely hearts like Edge, not people who sat at desks. He praised Edge highly and ordered him back to work. Meanwhile, the police officer who was interrogating Edge immediately called his senior and made a shocking revelation. He said that this Patrick Hill was the same man whom the Bureau had been searching for the last 25 years. But his boss instructed that no action should be taken against H right now and he should be allowed to do whatever he had come to do. The officers warned their senior that if H was allowed to stay in the company despite knowing everything, then if something went wrong in future, the entire department would be defamed. But his boss clearly said that nothing like this will happen because H has not come here for money. Let him do whatever he has come to do. Meanwhile, a woman came to meet H and gave him a file. This file contained data of all the employees of the company and a post-mortem report. After looking at those documents carefully, H's suspicion fell on a security guard named Diana. H sneaks into Diana's house and begins interrogating her at gunpoint. Seeing the cash kept there, H asked where did he get so much money from. Diana timidly confessed that she had stolen the money from a liquor store to help her in retirement. He swore it was the first and last time he had done something like this in his entire life. H sternly warned her that if she knew anything more about this, she should tell him now because if he found out anything later, the consequences would be very bad. When Diana refused, H warned her and left. After this the story goes back 5 months, where H was going somewhere with his son Dougie. Then he got a call from a man named Mike. Mike was the same man who had come to rob the cash truck some time ago and had run away as soon as he saw H. Actually Mike Furtico wanted to find out the location of a truck of the company. Mike had previously sent someone else for this job, but he met with an accident on the way. So now this work was assigned to H. H and his son got into the car and drove to the Furty depot. Leaving his son in the car, H went out on the pretext of getting food so that he could keep an eye on the truck. H's job was simply to inform Mike whether the truck would take the right or left route. After telling Mike the location, H hung up and went back to his son with the food. Then Furtico's truck reached under a bridge where Edge's car was also parked. Suddenly the robbers attacked him. The robbers were about to flee after looting all the cash from the truck. Then his eyes fell on Edge's son. He had seen this theft with his own eyes. So now he was the only witness to it. To destroy the evidence, a ruthless robber went near the car and pulled H's son out of the car and laid him on the road. After that he was shot dead. H ran to save his son. But then the robbers showered bullets on him. H fell down there badly injured. But before he fainted, he had clearly seen the face of the murderer. H survived this horrific accident but lost his innocent son forever. H's wife held him responsible for the death. It is revealed that H is actually the leader of a large criminal gang and the people who killed his son were members of another gang. H's wife left him forever in grief over the death of her son. After this, H deployed his entire gang to find those murderers. H's men started capturing and eliminating every small and big gang in the city to find the real robbers. But despite many efforts, nothing was achieved. When no solution was found, Mike suggested that this could be a conspiracy by someone from inside or the handiwork of a guard of the Vertical Company itself. A heartbroken H told everyone that he wanted to go to London for a while to gather himself. But in reality, H did not go to London but instead started creating a new and fake identity for himself in which he named himself Patrick Hill. During this time, he also got his son's post-mortem report so that he could gather every small detail of that day. On the other hand, we come to know about a gang whose members were earlier part of the military. But now they have become criminals. The leader of this gang is Jackson, and in this team there is also a person named Jane who had brutally murdered H's son. This gang was planning a huge robbery and their target was the same cash truck company. He received word from an insider at Vertico's company that a truck carrying millions of dollars was to be taken away on the same fateful day when H's son was killed. 5 months after that incident, Jackson gathered his entire gang and made a new plan. Their aim was to rob Vertico of $50 million on Black Friday, the day when the company has the most cash. A few days later, when H and Bullet were going towards the depot with the money, Bullet made a shocking revelation. He told H that he was actually the traitor who was providing all the inside information to the pirates. Bullet had been working for Jackson's gang for a long time so that when the right time came, he could make a big impact on the company. Bullet lured H into meeting him and promised to make him rich. H, who had been looking for this opportunity for a long time, immediately agreed. Bullet stopped the truck at a secret place, where some robbers who were already prepared secretly hid inside the truck. After this, H and Bullet entered the depot with the truck. As soon as the truck stopped, the robbers hiding inside immediately came out and took all the security guards and officers present their hostage. But amidst this chaos, a fearless guard raised the emergency alarm, which alerted the police about the robbery taking place in the depot. As soon as the alarm sounded, the remaining guards also showed courage and attacked the robbers. But Jackson's gang had military training and wore bulletproof vests, allowing them to overpower the guards. Edge had already been taken hostage and put aside. But seeing the right opportunity, he broke his chains and attacked the robbers. He killed a robber, wore his bulletproof armor, and disguised himself as a robber and came out as part of the gang. Meanwhile, Bullet shows his true colors and shoots Dave and Diana to death without mercy. Now out of Jackson's entire gang, only Jackson, Bullet and Jane were left alive. But during the crossfiring, Jackson was also shot and was seriously injured. Somehow these three managed to get out of the depot with the truck full of money and broke through the police blockade and reached an old garage. There were secret underground tunnels beneath that garage from where it was easy to escape. Jackson was in a very bad condition and began to suspect that Jane wanted to kill both of them and take all the money alone. As Jackson tried to point a gun at Jane, she quickly snatched his gun and brutally slit Jackson's throat. Now Jane and Bullet took all the money and reached a secret hideout on their bikes through a tunnel, where his car was already parked. Both of them together loaded all the cash in the car. But greed had entered the minds of both of them. Before Bullet could take out his gun and kill Jane, Jane shot him dead. After that, Jane took all the money and safely came out through the tunnel. Jane arrived at his luxurious flat and was resting. As soon as he came out of the bathroom after taking a bath, he heard the ringing of a phone kept among the bags full of money. As soon as Jane picked up the phone, she was shocked to see H standing in front of her. In fact, this was a deliberate ploy by H to find out Jane's location. H said that the child you killed under the bridge that day was my son. H showed him the post-mortem report of his son, which clearly stated that his son had died due to rupture of internal organs by bullets. H pulled out his gun and shot Jane in the exact same places his son had been hit. Jane died in agony and H completed his revenge. After this, H came out of the flat where the FBI chief was already waiting for him. H handed over all the stolen money to the FBI and quietly left the scene in his car. So friends, do tell us in the comments how you liked the video and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video, till then goodbye.